What are your memories of working in Florida?
Well, Florida is like, if you ever get a break you can't believe, right? I walked into Florida and I was just going to be so-so. As I was standing there, Ray Stevens, Joe LeDuc, and one other guy was arguing with Eddie Graham because Eddie Graham never paid, no matter what you drew, anybody over $1,500 a week. I know because I made that for 11 straight weeks. So these guys quit him because they was selling, almost selling out.
Right.
They knew they had more money coming because they got $1,500 a week before that, and they said, "The hell with you." They left Eddie. He said, "Come here. I want you to go on TV today, jump Dusty Rhodes and beat him up, leave him laying, backhand Gordon Soddy,
Wow.
and say Florida belongs to Ox Baker." Right? He gave me the break of a lifetime, right? Because of my talking ability, right? Because Gordon Soddy was known as one of the great interviewers of all time. Well, because I know wrestling, I was correcting him on what he was calling. He was calling the suplex a suplex, right?
Right.
Nobody corrected him for 15 years. I said, "It's not a suplex. Do you know what a suplex is?" And I showed him, and Gordon Soddy loved it because nobody talked back to him, right? And Eddie Graham gave me one of the greatest breaks I had, and at that time, they kept it super serious. And the last statement I made because a year later I think he shot himself, but the last statement I made today, I said, "Eddie Graham, me and Dusty wrestled 7 nights a week for 11 weeks. Never had nothing but a sellout." I said, "You know what the mistake you made?" He said, "What?" I said, "I never won one match." I said, "Just think what would have happened if I'd have won a match over Dusty Rhodes." Right? He said, "Well, maybe you're selling out because he didn't win a match." But I said, if you want to bring the people back, you got to change the thing. Because they brought Superstar in.
Right.
The first week, Dusty dropped the Florida State belt to him. Right. No reason whatsoever. Right. But I have great memories of Florida, and like I said, Eddie Graham was the only guy who could give a finish for 40 minutes. You say, "I didn't quite get it." He gave you the same finish 40 minutes longer. He had a great brain on him.
A lot of people say he's probably one of the best finish guys in the business.
He was a great finish guy because he remembered everything, and he built it up like soft, louder, and at the peak.
Right.
That was the finish, and he understood that, and he lived that,
Getting back to Florida territory, you talked a little bit earlier on about Blackjack Mulligan. Any other memories about Blackjack?
I was never in a territory very long. I was overseas with Blackjack, and when I went to North Carolina, for some reason or other, it was called. They always called him Mr. Crockett, Big Jim Crockett. He didn't want me and Blackjack to have a series of matches together. I never knew the reason why. I think I knew that. Big Jim just wanted me there about 6 or 8 months, and if I started a program with Blackjack, it might last a couple years. And he didn't want me in the territory for 2 years.
Gotcha. What are your memories of teaming up with Superstar Billy Graham?
Superstar Billy Graham, as we know, had more talent than any big man in the business. I was kind of surprised when they put the belts on us, me and him in Florida, but again, being Ox Baker, he said, "Ox, we have a chance to make $75,000 this year," but Vince just called me, and he said, "I'll write you out a check for $250 and give you the belt if you're there Saturday." Superstar said, "Ox, what do you think I should do?" I said, "Let me help you pack your bags."
Were you shocked that they put the WWWF title on Superstar?
Well, it was a case of, and in reality, Vince McMahon didn't know Superstar that well, and I heard a lot of times he just said, "I wish that I had." He was a man of his word. He said, "Superstar, you're going to be the champion exactly 1 year that I'm going to give it to Bob Backlund."
Right.
And he said he wished that he had made that commitment, that he wanted to keep him longer, because Superstar was the first believe it or not, the first heel that didn't get beat 2 weeks or 3 weeks after he won the belt. They gave him every chance to get over, and with his python-like arms and his wrestling ability and his charisma, he got over super. And I've actually heard this, not from him exactly, but it broke his heart the night that he had to switch the belt over to Backlund, and I don't believe he was ever the same wrestler after that. And he came back with a jiu-jitsu gimmick, which is stupid.
Right, when he went to Florida and all.
Yeah, come on.
Why do you think he came back with that gimmick? What was the mentality for that?
Well, it's like a lot of friends that I've known been in the WWE. Like I talked to Lanny Poffo, right? Okay, he had 2 or 3 years with the professor gimmick, right?
Right.
Then he did the poetry. The last with Vince making that big money, that they would do anything that he actually wanted them to do, right? And so Superstar, I think, thought he had another chance with that gimmick, but like I said, it was a mistake because they never pushed that gimmick like they did originally, right?
Yeah.
He was just so. And Superstar, to me, should never just be another guy on the card. He should be a main eventer, right? Double main event or whatever. And when he's an underneath card, he's not worth anything to you. It's like guys you know in the business, going for the championship, they can draw tons of money, and they've tried to put belts on them, and they can't draw you a nickel with a belt. I can name you 5 or 6 guys that they've tried to, never could draw any money when they had the straps. When they was the #1 contender, the guy I know very well is Gene Kaniski. He was so good as the #1 contender, but with the champion, he never drew a dime.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.